Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Joint Dota League as Signify are in the playoffs. They are in the lower bracket and on the verge of possibly being eliminated from Division 1. And yeah, they've got to win this game versus Team 5. I don't know much about Team 5, but Chidori does seem like a familiar name. And well, I do know a lot about Signify. I've been watching them a lot, and time and time again, they've just been banning out these three heroes. It's pretty much been their fixed first set of bans. They've been banning out the Tide, the Undying, and the Omni Knight. They switched things up this time around. They picked up the Night Stalker. Now, in the past, they've run this in the offlane. Negi has played the Night Stalker, but that's not to say that No Chance won't play it. And yeah, time and time again, it's going to be the co-op for Crowley or the True Mayhem. He's played a lot of Queen of Pain, and he's going to stick to it this time around as well. Excuse me. Okay. What are you looking at? A Razor ban coming out from Team 5. Signify ban on the Medusa. Just a pain in the ass hero to play against in this new patch, and they're not going to take their chances. I'm presuming Signify is still looking for a 5 position hero. The question is, are Team 5 going to focus too many bans on Pasol? Pasol's primarily been playing one of two heroes, the Shadow Demon as well as the Winter Wyvern, and I won't be too surprised if we see him playing either this time around. It's funny that Signify ban out the Luna themselves. It's something that they have picked up in the past, but they're not taking the chances this time around. They're not going to be playing the Luna. It is something Blizzard has played a fair bit. But yeah, maybe Signify have something else on the cards for Blizzard. Team 5, they've picked up both the supports here. Good 4 position in the form the Ogre can pretty much help secure the mid lane for whoever Team 5 decide to run in the mid lane. They've got a Shadow Shaman that's going to help them push. The Mass Up and Wards are going to be handy, and amongst the two of them, there's plenty of lockdown for now to deal with the Queen of Pain. This is when Team 5 and, well, both teams are going to start to reveal more of their drafts. Is that going to be a 4 position Night Stalker or a 3 position Night Stalker? We'll know soon enough. Team 5, for now, they're possibly looking for an off-laner. I want to say Batrider, but they're going to go with the Timbersaw instead. I mean, to some extent, this explains the Razor ban, and now I wonder if Signify are looking at something like the Monkey King or the Ursa in the safe lane just to deal with that Timbersaw. Both excellent at dealing with the Timbersaw all by themselves. The reactive armor, not enough to hold off the Jingo Mastery and all the damage that comes through from the Monkey King. But then again, do you really want to pick a Monkey King into a Timbersaw? I mean, the Timbersaw also excels at just chopping down trees and rendering the Monkey King ineffective. But Signify, they're going to hold on to their core until later on. They're going to pick up the Winter Wyvern for themselves. This is going to be Pasol's hero. And yeah, I did manage to catch up with Signify recently. They've had a good streak. They have secured themselves a slot in the APAC finals for WESG. They're also going for the Acer Predator League in Indonesia, Jakarta. And one of the questions I wanted to ask them is Flair or Pasol the one who's handling the draft? Is No Chance not taking on the draft anymore? And well, what I heard is that they all sort of draft together, so everybody has a say on the outcome of the draft. Team 5, they're gonna pick up the Shadow Fiend for themselves. Pretty ballsy. They are confident of running a Shadow Fiend versus the Queen of Pain, which on paper should be a lane that a good co-op should be able to dominate. It's also a bit worrisome to be playing the Shadow Fiend, especially when there's a Night Stalker running into you. But maybe with the Ogre to help out the Shadow Fiend, I think he's going to be somewhat okay in that mid lane. Signify looking for what could possibly be an off-laner. Not too many options. You got Batrider in the pool. Both the Underlord as well as the Tiny have been banned out. Both heroes that Negi likes to run a fair bit, and Team 5 they picked up the Timbersaw for themselves, but they're going to pick up Blizzard's hero instead. They're going to pick up the Morphling for him. And yeah, Team 5 they're probably going to invest in banning out another off-laner. I won't be too surprised if it's the Batrider. Not too many options really. You've got Batrider, you got Legion Commander. What else? You got the Doom. And the Doom is what Team 5 want to focus their attention to. Yeah, and the Vengeful Spirit ban makes it pretty obvious that Signify are looking to pick up the Batrider. Not just because, well, it could also mean that they don't want the Venge to be what Team 5 run as a one position, but it's just that the swap is really good versus the lasso, and it can pretty much instantly break that lasso. So yeah, that Vengeful Spirit ban serves two purposes. It's also hopefully going to protect the Batrider, and it's also going to somewhat yeah, somewhat secure the rest of the draft. But yeah, Team 5 they couldn't pick up the OD. Now, are we looking at a safe lane Shadow Fiend? Huh. And looking at the rest of Signify's heroes, I'm presuming this is once again Negi is going to the offlane with the Night Stalker. And no, hold on. It could be Negi going to the offlane with the Clockwork, or Arceus as he's so called him. Simply because I haven't seen No Chance play the Clockwork. That's not to say that he can't, but I'm not sure Signify will be taking chances today. They are on the verge of elimination. And yeah, I've been proven wrong multiple times on this draft. It is No Chance playing that Clockwork. Huh. Strange indeed. So No Chance Clockwork, that's a first for me. I mean, I don't know. Offlane Night Stalker, Negi's done it time and time again. Let's hope he gets off to a decent start and has a good first night. That's what's going to be really crucial for Arceus and the Night Stalker. Team 5, they're running a safe lane Shadow Fiend. I haven't seen that in the past. It's an odd draft coming out from Team 5 here. Okay, load into the game, and there's an instant pause. Nothing's changed just yet, but that's gonna give me some time to just quickly run through the lineups here. For the set of Signify, you got Flare playing the Winter Wyvern, No Chance gonna be playing that Clockwork. There he is. The True Mayhem, or Crowley, as he's known to some, playing the Queen of Pain. Blizzard gonna be playing that Morphling and Night Stalker in hands of Negi or Arceus. On the other side of the river, for the Dire, we've got a name which I can't quite pronounce, playing the Timbersaw. Chidori going to be playing the Shadow Fiend. OD in the hands of Mid. Ogre going to be played by Joe, and Shadow Shaman going to be played by, once again, the name I can't quite pronounce. No Chance 4 position Clockwork. That's a first for me. For those of you who've been following Signify, I'm sure you don't see it too often. Ogre heads over to the mid lane, gets the ward down first, so that's going to maybe give the Shadow Fiend or the OD a slight advantage as to where the enemy mid laner drops his or her ward. It seems to be a safe lane OD. This is strange. I mean, 7.07 has yielded us plenty of things that all of us can't comprehend just yet. But on paper, safe lane OD should have enough lockdown in conjunction with the Shaman and the Ogre to set up these early kills. And that's what I presume Team 5 will be looking to accomplish early on. Bit of vision coming up from Signify. Clockwork drops the ward, looking over the mid lane. Negi tries to secure his offlane. This isn't a particularly effective one. I mean, this is all it shows you. There you go. Yeah, that's what it shows you. Not the best awards. You wanted a little bit more to the east so that you could look over this part of the jungle. Maybe even look at the bounty rune, but yeah, I mean, that's a small error. No chance. Looking for that early TP. Shaman almost had the shackles there, but no chance. It seems as if they're trying to rescue the creep wave where Timbersaw's taken it on an excursion. And he has no intention of stopping anytime soon. The problem is, he's near an enemy tier 2 tower. He's going to draw the second creep aggro as well and finally just TP out back to his off lane. But yeah, I mean, when the dust settles, it seems as if the creeps are just going to meet near the safe lane tower. Blizzard's going to have the last hit under his tower for a bit, but he's going to be okay. Mid lane, a little bit of Harris onto the Shadow Fiend. No chance. Tagged by the Ignite, takes a raise, ends up going down. That is first blood. And 5 open up the scoreboard for themselves. 2 range creeps, not a pleasant sight for Blizzard in his safe lane. Eventually the wave's going to push in. Arceus, I mean, I'm not sure what he's thinking here, and with that Astral, he's certainly going to end up going down. Oops, pops the Fairy Fire. It is only a level 1 Astral. The Arcane Orb on the OD, looking for that kill. Arceus juking, looking to TP. He's juked them. The OD has no idea where he was and where he's gone off to. And Signify getting away with murder. That was not as intended. Yeah, like I spoke, a couple of range creeps in the bottom lane, and now the Timbersaw has a wave under his own tower. No chance is looking to punish. He's got to be careful though. The Whirling Death does a little bit of damage, but here comes Pasul, and with no chance and Blizzard, they're going to bring down the Timbersaw. Signify tie up the scoreboard. And they're not looking too shabby in this early game. Co-op. And pick up that regen rune. No chance easier. They could turn upon the Ogre. It's only a level 1 Shadow Strike, but Joe's gonna try his best. He had the Bloodlust, that extra movement speed, but no chance caught him in the cogs. And Pasul comes in from the south. The Arctic Burn slowing him down along with the Battery Assault. They should get the kill. That's the second kill that No Chance has secured across the map, and nearly a third. Crowley picks up the last attack there with that Scream Pain. They bring down Chidori on the Shadow Fiend. A flurry of kills going in favor of Signify, and it's crucial that they got one on the Shadow Fiend early on. It's going to reset the lane for him. Means he has to probably come back in the lane, search for the souls. The good news is he has Joe and the Ogre to help him out. And Joe's just going to try his best to ensure that the Shadow Fiend gets off as many last hits as possible. No chance, on the hunt once more. Looking for the Timbersaw. Still not put a point into the Timber Chain. So there's no way he gets out of the Skogs if he does end up getting trapped in them. No chance. Looking for the wraparound flares here as well. They've got the Arctic Burn. They've got the Splinter Blast if they need it. And they're just going to chew through all that HP. Arctic Burn, percentage based damage, and the magical damage from the waveform will secure Blizzard the kill. Signify having a fairly decent laning phase. The only real problem is that Crowley, or the True Mayhem, has lost the mid lane. He's at 6 CS. The Shadow Fiend's at 21. This isn't looking particularly good. The good news is that Quap, I mean, as long as she's got levels, she should be impactful across the map. Just with all that cheap magic damage coming out from a nukes, and they're going to try and do that. Crowley goes in, takes the secondary raise, ends up going down. They're going to find the kill on the Shadow Fiend at the very least. It's a killing spree for the Clockwork. No chance, needs to be careful with the Cogs, traps the Ogre, but he's trapped inside himself, and he's going to end up going down to the Shaman. Aki is still looking for that secondary kill. He's going to fly over the trees with the Hunter in the night. He does have the Void, but he doesn't chase. They're going to move towards the Shadow Shaman instead. He's dropping low. The Void thrown out on the Shaman. The Arctic Burn, not enough. Both the Ogre and the Shaman end up surviving, but Crowley's here on cleanup duty. Finds the kill with the Scream. brings down the Ogre, and they're looking for more. Arceus coming in from the east. No-Chan just walks in with the battery assault. It's a party in the mid lane, and not the kind that the five are enjoying in particular. They are trying to find a response. I mean, Signify, they're in between a tier 1 and a tier 2, but Arceus, he might have stepped too far. Luckily, he's got the Hunter in the Knight. He's got his face boots up and coming in a bit, and No-Chan's blocks of the Ogre's pathing with those cogs. 7 for 3. They did manage to kill the Shadow Fiend. They got a kill on the Queen of Pain. I think Signify are going to be somewhat okay with that. But once again, the real problem is that Crowley's done worse than his own offlaner in terms of CS. I'm going to drop down the kill score. I mean, Crowley's got 2 kills to his name, which isn't too bad. But he is definitely displeased with how his laning is going as far as CS is concerned. They're going to look for the Timbersaw once more. He's now got that pointed Timber Chain. Blizzard can't do this all by himself. Crowley just calling out for those ganks in the mid lane, and he's got Arceus coming in from the top lane. They are forcing out TPs. The Splinter Blast from Pasol doesn't connect. The Arctic Burn is there. Quick Shackles coming out on the Night Stalker, but True Mayhem goes in, and with the Clockwork looping around from the east, they're going to find the kill. They're going to move on to the Shaman. They'll get that kill as well. Crowley dropping low, but no chance with the cogs. Catches in the Ogre. It's a double kill for Arceus on the Night Stalker. 4 heroes from Signify converge in the mid lane. They get 3 kills, and they end up losing none. Signify, they're going to be pretty pleased with these trades, and they've killed the Shadow Fiend more than once, which is what they need to do. Never allow him to snowball. This, however, is a lot of space for OD, who's just farming away. Not putting points into the Astral, putting points into the Arcane up. It's going to be particularly good versus the Muffling, and I guess Blizzard might have to look for a BKB just to stand against this OD. I presume it's going to be Lincoln's Earthblade into BKB for Blizzard on the Muffling. Ensure that he doesn't take too much damage from the Arcane. Now Arceus, Negi just running in the OD. Probably overstepped, but no chance is here as well. The Shackles upon the Clockwork. No chance with the battery assault, looking for the kill, gets it and ends up going down. It's a killing spree taken away from No Chance, but 7 minutes in, the man has had 2 killing sprees. And Arceus is looking for another kill all by himself. Pops the stick charges, has in the mana for the Void. The Shaman is there with the Shackles. The Shadow Fiend is coming in as well, but I think Arceus is going to get the skill and maybe get away. One race, the mid-range race coming up from Chidori, and the long-range one secures the kill onto the Night Stalker, but no chance, he's back. They are looking for the Shadow Fiend. Okay, they're not. All of this was enough time and space for Blizzard to pick up a kill all by himself. Kills off the Timbersaw. Pasol being chased by the Ogre. Wants to save that invis room for Echo, but he's going to end up picking it up himself. 13-5, I mean, the scoreboard, it gives one the impression that Signify have had a great early game. Despite all of that, they do not have a huge net worth lead. I guess this has something to do with the fact that Shadow Fiend, despite his many deaths, is on top of the net worth charts. Blizzard just going to waveform ahead, look for the Shaman, and the Shaman, he's died one too many times. Tries to deny himself to the neutrals, it's not going to happen. But yeah, the net worth difference between both these sides, I presume is Blizzard really going to get this kill all by himself? I think he's overstepped his bounds. He's going to morph his strength. He's got to be careful because Joe's coming in. The Ignite is there. Meanwhile, Arceus gets a kill on the OD all by himself, and Flare ensures that Blizzard gets away. 15-5, it's been a great laning phase so far for Signify. I mean, except for the Queen of Pain, everything's gone according to plan. Does the Shadow Fiend have any stacks to catch up with? Yep, one's just a single hard camp stack there. Top lane, no chance. Just being that constant nuisance. Looking to move on to the OD, who's completed a Midas, and Immediately there are bunch of rotations. No chance with the defensive hookshot to get out of them. Crowley, he did commit the blink in pursuit of that rune, and now Chidori just gonna run him down. Short range raise. Crowley just trying to man fight here. Has a couple of stick charges, doesn't have the blink, and he's lost this fight. There was no way he won it, but top lane, no chance, making amends. Does manage to find another kill on the Shaman, and he's running in for Joe. Catches him with the Cogs. The Cogs do push back the OD, who's being slowed and controlled by the Arctic Burn, which turns towards Pasol, but Pasol's been forced to run. Meanwhile, Arceus teams up with no chance, gets the kill onto the Ogre, and Blizzard's here as well. The waveform's gonna miss immediate shackles. He's morphing to strength, but is it enough? Blizzard, I think you overplayed your hand, son. The earn charge upon the OD. Heck, Shadow Fiend joined the party, and Arceus can't pursue for more. OD with a lot of stolen intelligence, doesn't have the Sanity's Eclipse, but with the shackles has the damage to get the kill onto the Night Stalker. Signify getting carried away, end up losing that Morphling. I mean, I understand Blizzard's sentiment there. He maybe had to make that rotation to make the fight work out for Signify somehow, but yeah, the premature waveform didn't really secure a kill, and at this stage the waveform's a huge chunk of the Morphling's damage, and without it connecting on anyone, there wasn't much Blizzard could do in the fight. Timbersaw gets a little room to breathe, and he's completed his hood. I mean, one would think that his farm was being stunted or contested here by Signify, but he's managed to keep his farm going. He's got the hood up at the land minute mark despite dying a number of times. And Blizzard loses his safe lane down. He's going to be a little displeased about that. Mid lane, Crowley is trying his best to hold on. I'm a bit perplexed, honestly. Did they have the glyph when Timbersaw was taking down the bottom tier 1 tower? Or did they not use it? Not sure what the deal was. But yeah, Arceus is going to push at the top lane. OD picks up the Wraith Band. It's quite clear that he's looking at building into a Hurricane Pike. And rightly so. I mean, he's gonna need that 4-star first to the Clockwork, who's actually gone in on the bottom lane with the hook shot, with the Battery Assault, but still not enough to prevent that Timber Chain. Arceus, I'm not sure what the plan was. All by himself in no man's land, gets punished, and rightly so. Blizzard morphs into the Timbersaw, Timber Chains aggressively, but realizes there's not much more that he can do there. Tevanta ends up falling for the side of 5. First half of the game for Signify, but yeah, I mean, the scoreboard is deceptive. 79 is what it might say, but there's no one who's really coming out on top just yet. But No Chance, Flair, as well as Crowley, they've teamed up. Crowley's had definitely one of the worst starts I've seen him have in the lane in a while. He's struggled time and time again versus the Shadow Fiend. He needs a big fight to somehow get his neck worth up and going. Skewed up a bunch of items, and that scan. 5 reads them like a book, but OD still hanging around to farm in the jungle. Might get punished. No chance. Look for that hook shot. He's walked next to the OD, goes in with the Battery Assault. Immediate Astral coming up from mid. He needs to buy time for his team to make way, and Joe, he's just going to soak up all that damage. He's going to be that meat shield, because elsewhere they're timing Blizzard. I'm not sure who's timing who at this point. Signify, they are retreating. Chidori comes in with that Trace, and with that Bloodlust has that extra movement speed to just run Flare down. The Cold Embrace won't keep him alive. Heck, the Timber Chain as well as a Whirling Death secures the kill. Signify, I mean, they've picked a fight that they really didn't want to take, and No Chance goes in with the Cogs. The Sonic Wave is huge, but they need some follow-up. Blizzard's here with the waveform, brings down the Shadow Fiend, but ends up paying with his own life, while they end up losing No Chance to the Sanity's Eclipse. It's a full 5-man wipe for 5, and they are going to get a tier 1 tower at the back of this. Signify, they lost the Night Stalker, they lost Pasol. Despite all of that, No Chance went in looking for the hook shot. Troy got the hook shot, the Sonic Wave and the waveform there, but they end up losing the entirety of the team, and they're going to lose their mid tier 1 at the back of this. Some really questionable decision making coming up from Signify. They're going to be a little displeased with that. What's good for Signify is that Blizzard's keeping up with an OD who has a Midas that's not saying too much. And I mean, irrespective of what the individual network charts to tell you, Blizzard is gonna need another 2 items before he can dominate or dictate the flow of this game in any fashion. Right now it's Fire who have an advantage with the Shadow Blade on the Shadow Fiend, and with excuse me, with the early 4 stuff nearing completion of the OD, Team 5 have more in their favor in these team fights. Now Chidori, he's hunting. He doesn't have enough souls, otherwise he would have considered the Requiem upon the cop, upon the Queen of Pain if he had a little bit of lockdown to help him out. Blizzard, he's just gonna try and split push as much as possible. I mean, this is one of his signature moves on the muffling. He's there's no one quite like him when it comes to split pushing, and he's gonna get away. He's got his ultimate op complete. Just gonna keep looking for that Lincoln Sphere. The rest of Signify are on their way to joining him. It is night time. Arceus has picked up that Blade Mail. Who do they find? They're looking for the OD. OD's got that Astral. She's buying time for reinforcements to come in. Joe goes in with the Fire Blast onto the Quap, but the Quap just blinks ahead. Sonic Wave Scream. Even an Orchid coming out in the midst of all of that. Excuse me, a Crippling Fear. They're gonna get the kill on the OD. They're moving on to the Ogre. It's a double kill for Blizzard, while No Chance finds the Shaman and brings him down. Timbasa out of mana, out of HP, and out of luck as well, as the True Mayhem blinks him upon him. The Scream ensures a triple kill for Blizzard. Chidori on the Shadow Fiend with the raises, but Quap once again blinks in aggressively. The Requiem is only gonna backfire courtesy the Blade Mail on Arceus, and Blizzard, as well as the rest of Signify, wipe out the entirety of Team 5. They're gonna get a tier 2 tower on the back of this. Blizzard's morphing, agility, strength and whatnot, but Signify, they've done the damage here. I mean, I spoke too soon. I thought 5 had everything working for them in these fights, and Signify just threw an absolute curveball. It was primarily man, just drops the Sanity's Eclipse. Did he have stolen intelligence? I'm not sure what the play was. He did. Huh. Shaman, hoping to catch someone out of position. Unlikely that that happens, but okay. The True Mayhem, he's completed his Veil of Discard. That's gonna be nice for him. The Wyvern, the Night Stalker, and even the Morphling to some extent. Not the biggest of nukes, but it's gonna help. It's gonna add up. It's really gonna hurt heroes like the Shaman or even the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend, unfortunately, in that previous engagement, drops the Requiem on top of a Night Stalker who had his Blade Mail activated. Chidori looking for the flashy plays and getting punished. But 5, they have grouped up. They are under cover of smoke. They're looking for Blizzard. Blizzard TPs in. That Lincoln Spear buys him a little bit of time. The Winter's Curse. It's a pretty sight to look at. The Shaman taking a lot of damage. Is it enough? He drops the Mass Serpent Wards but ends up going down. They're focusing the OD. OD dropping low will end up going down to No Chance and that Rocket Flare of his. They turn their attention towards the Ogre. It's actually Blizzard who's morphed into the OD. Gets a kill. Steals intelligence somehow in the midst of all of this. Chidori unloads his Requiem, but he's silenced by the Crippling Fear. The Mischance is kicking in and the Void is there, the nuke and the Sonic Wave from the high ground. They're gonna burn down the Shadow Fiend, and once again Signify winning these big team fights when they matter. Blizzard cosplaying as the Outworld Devourer there. Racking up a whole lot of intelligence. I don't know what the Morph does with intelligence, but it's cute to look at. Anyway, Signify, they're going to get a tier 2, hopefully at the back of this. Some quality stuff coming out from them there. And I presume more and more teams who watch the Joint Dota League might consider banning out Blizzard's Morphling. Tier 2 tower gets denied. Blizzard's still alive. He's got teams. He's got friends in the vicinity. Apologies. He's just going to run down Joe. No chance for the hook shot onto the OD. The adaptive strike is there and Arceus gets the kill. Then moving on to the Ogre. The waveform. It gets the Shaman. It gets the Ogre as well. It's a double kill for Blizzard and Signify. They're just running circles around their opponents. The silence onto the Timbersaw. They're running him down. The Spirit Vessel just burning through that HP regen. It's a triple kill for Blizzard and Chidori, the only survivor. This game just spun out of control and how. Signify showing why they deserve to be in Division 1. Out on the verge of taking down Tier 3 tower. I mean, I'm actually a bit flummoxed. I don't know where it went wrong for Team 5. For a moment it looked as if everything was going as per plan, and all of a sudden it just spun out of control. I presume one could attribute it to the fight they took at the top lane. The problem with that fight is that they all sort of entered one by one and they were punished. It wasn't a united front coming out from 5 at that top tier 2. Somewhere when they took that fight, they trickled in one by one, and Chidori with that Requiem just ensuring his own death, courtesy the Night Stalker's Blade Mail. But yeah, 21 minutes in, a 10,000 net worth lead in favor of Signify. Now they are known to some extent to throw their advantage every now and then, and 5 will be looking for any mistakes to capitalize on. But Joe gets caught out of position, gets off the stun, but I mean, what does it really accomplish? No chance going in. The Sonic Wave committed for the Ogre. Cold Embrace keeping no chance alive. They're chasing for more Chidori. Tagged with the dust. Tagged with the Spirit Vessel. The Rocket Flare along with the nuke from the Night Stalker is going to secure the kill. They're moving on to the Co-op. The Co-op doesn't end up dying in the shackles. Well, Arceus gets another. They're moving forward for the OD. Spirit Vessel upon him. Buybacks coming out from 5. No chance. He's possibly gone into deep. Gets the Timbersaw in the cogs. They're focusing the Timbersaw. Scream. Blizzard with the auto attacks with the waveform gets the kill. In Chidori, he's bought back, but he has no one on his team to fight with. He's going to try and bring down the Co-op all by himself. Heck, then diving into the fountain. SEA aggression at its finest. Chidori unloads the Requiem. He's got 18 soul, but what is going on? What the hell was Blizzard thinking? I mean, how do you expect me to keep a straight face and cast that? I don't know what Blizzard was thinking at that point. It's Signify. I did say they're known to throw their advantage, and they're doing it just now. They died the fountain and they're going to get punished for this. No chance. Doesn't manage to get the hook shot out, but the Ether Shock is there from the Shadow Shaman, and he ends up going down. Pasol, the only one who's maintained some sort of stability in the midst of that feeding session, just farming away in the mid lane. If there was a real life example of YOLO with what Blizzard was doing in the enemy fountain, I mean, maybe if he had an Eth played, I could understand the sentiment, but honestly, there was no way that should have worked out. Flare picks up the haste rune. Crowley's got the Orchid as well. And now we've got the completed F blade on Blizzard. They're going to move into Roshan. And it seems as if 5 have no idea what's going on. just completed his 4-star 24 minutes, and he's gonna need that BKB. I mean, one way of looking at this game is that probably once 5 pick up their BKBs, there's not much that Signify can do to them in terms of team fight. Maybe if I just hold on to this game, ensure that they complete their BKBs, they can still win this. The question is, to Signify give them the chance? All they have to do is pretty much just hit buildings and not throw away their advantage with the Aegis, and they're going to do just that. Chidori just trying to split push a little bit, but he's not going to be able to do too much all by himself. And yeah, Signify on the verge of going high ground once more. Look for no chance and his initiation. He is flirting with the idea of using the hook shot, but okay. Not fooling anyone. Blizzard just walks up. He's got okay. Okay, now still hurts. It's not going to be easy going high ground for them. I mean, you got the races coming out from the Shadow Field. You also got the Timbersaw, who can just be an absolute nuisance. The OD's got the Hurricane Pike complete. No Chance will be looking to try and start a fight somewhere outside the base, or maybe just get the fight started. For now, Bliss is going to move on to the easier structures. He takes down the shrine. Signify for now just pressing 5 into their own half of the base, ensuring that they're getting more out of the map than 5. It's only Chidori who's made this long excursion in search of his BKB. A camp or two and he's gonna have his BKB complete. I don't think Signify has spotted this out. I hope they're keeping tabs on the Shadow Fiend, because this BKB could prove to be an unpleasant surprise for Signify in the next team fight. Baso's got that Glimmer Cape though, so little bit of potential to keep teammates alive in addition to the Cold Embrace. Going high ground, drops that ward. Oh, Blizzard goes in, drops the quick shotgun onto the Ogre, not enough. No Chance goes in with the hook shot. They want the Shadow Shaman, they've got the Orchid upon him. They're going to ensure the kill with the cock pushback. Meanwhile, the beautiful Winter's Curse ensures that Chidori as well as the Shaman bring down the Timbersaw. Flares goes the double kill. The Shadow Fiend pops his BKB. Elsewhere, Crowley's gone in balls deep, way too deep in fact, and he's going to be brought down. Chidori with his BKB just manning up. Blizzard goes in, Adaptive Strike, ensures the kill onto the OD. He's looking for more. He's morphed into the Night Stalker, and does eventually end up going down. Sorry, he didn't morph into the Night Stalker. That was the Night Stalker going down. Blizzard alive all by himself. No Chance. Trying to buy time and space with those cogs. Their Timbersaw, Timber Chains aggressively. They do know that they can turn this fight around. But Blizzard with the shotgun hurts the Shadow Fiend and how goes in, brings him down, takes the Requiem upon death, morphs into strength, tries to stay alive, but he's not going to. They've blown away his Aegis and they've eventually brought down Blizzard as well. Signify failing to close the game with Aegis number 1. They have to look for other opportunities if they want to somehow breach in a 5's high ground at this point. I'm going to be a bit displeased with themselves. I mean, this is exactly the kind of confidence that 5 needed. They've held on to the high ground. They know that they can win these fights, and I mean, they're not going to be too bothered if Signify come knocking high ground once more. I guess Crowley's going to be looking to complete a BKB on the Queen of Pain. That's going to help him out with all the lockdown and all the primarily magic damage coming up from the side of 5. No Chance, hunting and fishing for a solo kill. He knows he can bring down the Shaman all by himself. He's looking for the angle, throws out the rocket, goes in with the hook shot, starts the battery assault. You got the true mayhem coming in with the rocket as well. And No Chance picks up the kill. 50 seconds without the Shaman. It's a small opening. Not sure what Signify can do with this, but they can apply some pressure to the top lane if nothing else. Did Blizzard pick up the talent where he can morph into allies? Okay, he's not hit 20 just yet. "23 seconds without the shaman. The hook shot on cooldown as well. They're going to move on to the OD. Quick shotgun, not enough. Blizzard morphing into strength, hoping to stay alive. True Mayhem in the enemy base, looking for that Sonic Wave. Blizzard gonna get healed up, morph back into Agi. Rockets being thrown out. They'll be hoping to burst down the Shadow Fiend before he pops his BKB. No chance. What was that? Anyway, beautiful Sonic Wave. The Winter's Curse is pretty. Look at Chidori with his BKB, unaffected, pops the Requiem, pushes back, no chance, but that's about it. Signify are sieging. They haven't lost anything just yet. They didn't get too much either. Crowley does get spotted out in the trees and blinks right back. So they've lost the Winter's Curse. They don't have the Sonic Wave. Signify is still going to press the issue. I mean, it is nighttime. That's about it in their favor for now. They're going to keep pushing. It is a hard ask for Signify to breach high ground at this point. I guess they probably pick up their next set of items. Possibly the BKB and Crowley. What else are we looking at? No Chance is doing rather well for himself. Yeah, I guess it's a BKB on Crowley. No Chance gets aggressively forced up. Not sure who that was. The cold embrace is there though. It's not enough versus the Chakram. Arceus comes flying over the cliff. And Signify lose one. Blizzard with the waveform gets the hell out of there. The pipe pop 5 on the hunt. They need a little bit of catch to hold on to Signify if they're looking to kill them. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be happy and content just holding on to the high ground. I don't see Signify pushing without the clockwork. They're just going to wait it out. Crowley's picked up his BKB. Not sure there's going to be enough. Ogre goes in, gets the stun off onto the Quap. But no follow-up just yet. Blizzard goes in, quick shotgun. Pushes back the Shadow Fiend. Flare did have the Winter's Curse. Signify looking for opportunities across the map. Arceus looking to take down the tier 3s, forcing out TPs. The Shaman is here with the shackles. The Blade Mail pop by Arceus, but the OD is not too bothered. Signify just bleeding heroes every now and then. They've still got the net worth lead though. I mean, it's small, but it is significant. The problem is that they're struggling to go high ground. What's going to be an even bigger problem is the OD is going to have his BKB in about 1,400 gold. Crowley. This is going to be unpleasant. A multicast when you need it. And Chidori with the race gets the kill on the Quap. Signify, I mean, in the past 5 minutes, they've lost 3 members of the squad. They've lost the Clockwork, they've lost the Night Stalker, they've lost the Queen of Pain. I mean, this is exactly the swing in momentum that 5 are looking for. If they can find a kill on a Blizzard now, it'd be huge. But they need to hold him in place. The Shaman is here, breaks the linkage. They got him with the shackles. He's morphing to strength, but the OD doesn't give a damn. Drops the hammer, brings down the Morphling. And 5, just like that, they're back in the game. I mean, they are a lane of barracks down, but they're going to get a tier 2 at the back of this. Heck, Chidori could get another all by himself. Hey, he's definitely going to get this tier 2. Signify, they don't have too many options. They've got to probably just hold on to the high ground. Arceus needs to be careful. The Winter's Curse, it's huge. But unfortunately, there isn't enough physical damage on the side of 5 for them to kill each other off. No chance. He's looped around from the north. He's looking for the hook shot. Who does he find? I mean, 5 are just forcing high ground here. No Chance can go in. The Quap is respawning in a bit. Blizzard's got buyback, but if they commit all their resources now and end up failing this fight, it could possibly be a lane of racks, if not two. The Cogs, they're beautiful. No Chance. He couldn't have done any better. The Sonic Wave unloaded. Chidori pops his BKB, but he's eventually going to end up going down. No Chance survives. Crowley on the hunt. He's looking for more. Shadow Strike onto the Shadow Shaman, but they're not going to chase. I mean, One second. Signify not going to chase, not going to be aggressive. In fact, they're going to lose that co-op. That's 72 seconds without her. 73 seconds without the Night Stalker. Both of them end up going down. Now Blizzard's bot back. He's looking for his way back into the fight. But all he sees is no chances cops. And he waveforms aggressively looking for the OD. But the OD with the Astral survives. And a Hurricane Pike is going to ensure that Blizzard ends up going down once more. Signify had a 12,000 net worth lead. It swung back in favor of 5. In a matter of moments, Signify have thrown their advantage. I mean, 5 are actually looking to take a lane of barracks. If Blizzard ends up going down now, it's gonna hurt Signify a lot. No Chance goes in, gets shackled, but that's only gonna ensure that Blizzard has an easy target to secure a kill upon. Blizzard drops the multicast, they got detection, they're gonna get the OD. A little back and forth. They hold on to their barracks, but Signify, they're going to have mixed feelings about that. They're going to be hoping to force buybacks if nothing else. No siege wagons up top, so the tier 3 is still going to stand, but they're going to go into a Rosh pit instead. Second time's the charm is what they say, and hopefully Signify can finally breach high ground with Aegis as well as Cheese. Blizzard hasn't yet picked up an item. He will be needing that BKB. The OD is proving to be too much of a problem at this point. One of the Blink really has any contribution for... I mean, I don't see how the Blink is really helping Blizzard. Blizzard did end up picking up morph targets allies, and Signify are slowly getting the network to swing back in their favor. Picked up a gem once more on the Night Stalker. Not sure if he picked up a new one or he just recovered his earlier gem. Flair's got his Blink Dagger as well. Will be looking to catch the Shadow Fiend in his Winter's Curse. Seems as if 5 are grouping up and just trying their best to hold fort at this point. Timbersaw's picked up the Kaya, some cheap mana regen or mana cost reduction, as well as spell amplification. Does he have a spell amp talent? He didn't take it. Okay. Chittori. He's picked up his 36 souls, so he's in fighting shape for the next fight. It's the player from Signify. I mean, it seems as if they're just going to wait out Blizzard's BKB, which is the smart thing to do at this point. They need the BKB on Blizzard if they are looking to win these fights. I mean, the Sonic Wave and all is nice, but mostly heavy lifting in terms of damage in these fights is Blizzard. And they are going to need his BKB if they're hoping to siege high ground or possibly even win a team fight. On the other hand, 5. I'm going to drop buyback status here, because having buyback when your high ground is on the verge of being sieged is always a nice thing. Right now the OD and the Shadow Fiend both have buyback, so it's a little bit of good news. Ogre has buyback as well. Timbersaws picked up a Blade Build, which, I mean, somewhat okay. Just a cheap utility for the Timbersaw. Whatever he can get to standing these fights longer, that's all he's hoping to accomplish. Arceus does have that Heaven's Halberd, so it couldn't be particularly good versus the OD. Just needs to get it off before he pops his BKB. Top lane, Blizzard goes in, gets the tower, waveforms out. Signify just patiently pushing out both lanes at once, looking for any slip-ups on the part of 5 here. No chance, even as a Shiva's guard. I mean, where does this guy get his farm from? It's not like Clockwork has a GPM talent. Odie getting really close to that sheep stick. Chidori just walking to the side shop. He's picked up his Ayaskadi, which I think is the right item for him. Gonna allow him to tank up. Just needs to survive, and I presume by what? Oh, Blizzard! Ends up eating too much of his own damage courtesy the Blade Mail. The good news is that they've got the Spirit Vessel and the Cold Embrace to heal him back up. Timbersaw might have to make a base trip. Well-timed Blade Mail there coming out from the Timbersaw. Could have nearly killed himself there on the Morphling if he wasn't careful. Signify just patiently split pushing, biding the time here. The problem is that they've got Aegis and Cheese and they haven't done too much with it. Aegis has also been reclaimed. And yeah. No Chance does have the cheese, but wouldn't be too surprised if he just hands it back to Blizzard. Blizzard's picked up a double damage run. Not sure if he can get too much done with it. It seems as if the call for Signify should just farm a little bit more. Once again, they have got the net worth to swing back in their favor. It's been one topsy-turvy ride in terms of net worth. Pretty much like the week in Bitcoin. I mean, we're not sure who's coming out on top just yet. But yeah, Signify, they're the ones with the lead for the time being. Still struggling to find ways to close this game. 41 minutes in, 45 to 30 is the score. It's quite commendable how the Shadow Fiend, despite his many deaths, has managed to keep up in terms of net worth. He's died 9 times. That's 2 more than the enemy Clockwork. And despite all of that, he's done a wonderful job in terms of just getting his farm up. He's got Skadi completing. He's got another 4,000 gold. I'm not sure it's in Signify's best interest to just keep dragging out the game. Flare. I mean, I don't know what you were thinking, sir. The Timber Chain is there. Timbersaw gets the kill and Signify end up losing heroes there. Losing a hero there. Unintentional, but they are going to pause and possibly just recompose themselves. I mean, this would also be a great opportunity for you guys to just head over, get a drink, go to the bathroom. (45-31). I mean, this is something we all encounter in our games. How do you end the game when you have an advantage? How do you go high ground? It's so hard. I'm running scenarios in my head which, well, they're amounting to nothing for now. How does Signify close this game? They might need a great Winter's Curse to start things off. If somehow Pasol can possibly get the Shadow Fiend to delete one of his own teammates. That would be a good start. I'm going to drop down buyback status as well, and everybody on the side of 5 has buyback. It's looking incredibly harder for Signify. I mean, one could list the things of what not to do. And that list starts with don't get caught out one by one. That's how they lost their advantage the last time around with Pasol's death on the Winter Wyvern. And they'd be hoping not to get picked off like that. The other thing that Signify are doing, which is really commendable, is that they're keeping the vision up and going. They've got the gem. For now, 5 don't see much outside their base. But the problem is if Signify don't carefully coordinate and execute the next big team fight, I think 5 could just march down mid and end the game. Because the Shadow Fiend's huge. He's going to have his next item, and if he picks up this Satanic, I don't think Blizzard on the Morphling is going to have enough damage just to deal with him all by himself. Heck, Ogre's picked up an Ag Scepter. That is ridiculous. He's got 2 stuns. It does take a lot of mana, but I think multicast could just wreck the Morphling or anyone. Anyway, Timbersaw gets caught out. I was just going to make a list of things that Signify shouldn't be doing. I guess that same applies to 5. When you want to hold on to your high ground, you shouldn't be getting caught out all by yourself like that. Not sure what Timbersaw was doing. Just walking up high ground all by himself, and he ends up getting punished. Oh, Quap blinks in, gets a 2-man scream. The shotgun is there. Immediate BKB coming out from the Shadow Fiend, looking to turn. The Requiem unloaded. They've controlled the Quap. They bought her down. Buyback coming out from the Timbersaw, who respawned, came back to that tier 1 and got the kill. They are looking for more. No chance. Drops the Cogs. Timbersaw, Timber Chains ahead. A slow or a couple of slows with the Chakram would be nice. No chance. Doesn't have the hook shot to get the hell out of there. Gets caught with the detection. Not sure what that was. Caught in the shackles and brought down ultimately. Signify lose to. The question is, are they still gonna look to somehow fight? Arceus leading the charge. It is night time. He hasn't picked up his Ag Scepter or anything just yet. Blizzard goes in. Waveforms ahead aggressively. Lincoln's pop could get controlled. Arceus elsewhere controlling the Shaman. But the OD is here with the BKB of his own, forcing Flare to pop the Glimmer Cape and get the hell out of there. Night Stalker does manage to bring down the Shaman, pops his Blade Mail, looking to escape. Chidori as well as Mid just giving chase. They won the Night Stalker, who's really no man's land. He's dropped the Halberd and the Winter's Curse there from Pasol. I'm not sure if it's enough damage. Pasol goes down to the Chakram. Blizzard uses the Health Blade but doesn't get too much done. Waveforms to the high ground, pops his BKB, but he's surrounded. Luckily, he's got 2 Waveform charges. He's trying to run to his shrine. He's morphing the shrine, but he's not going to survive. It's unlikely that he does. The stun is there from the Ogre. He's morphing like, well, a mighty Morphin Power Ranger, but he's ultimately got to go down there. The damage is too much from the Shadow Fiend. And once again, Signify end up losing the entirety of their team. The game is harder now. I mean, Signify have got to hope that 5 come marching high ground and they make a similar mistake. It's somewhat similar to what happened the last time around. 5 had 5 heroes march down mid and they all got picked off one by one. But it's equally risky in the sense that if you attempt to defend high ground and you end up going down, you could possibly lose the game as well. They are trying their best. Veil upon the Timbersaw. He pops the Glimmer Cape, hopes to run. Got a Timber Chain out of there. Flurry of buybacks away from Signify. The good news is that they held on to the racks. They forced back 5, but I think we're still at a stalemate. I mean, you look at the net worth, it is a stalemate at this point. If anything, 5 at this point look like the team that has the upper hand. Blizzard's got a lot of stats and whatnot. He's survivable with the BKB, but it's not enough. Signify are going to move into the Rosh Pit. Arceus is going to need that Ag Scepter, but he's going for the BKB instead. Did he pick up the attack speed talent just yet? No. Okay, he's got the 50 damage as well as the 15 strength. So He's hitting a fair bit. They are coming to contest. They have got no chance with the Hex. Shadow Fiend pops his BKB, wants to bring down Flare, who lets loose the Winter's Curse, but it's not enough. Blizzard in no man's land. The Sonic Wave comes out. Refresher shot. Secondary Sonic Wave. It clips onto both of them, but they've caught Arceus with the Shackles. They're focusing the Night Stalker. They've already lost the Clockwork and the Winter Wyvern, and they might lose more on the side of Signify. Arceus manning up, ultimately going to end up going down, while Blizzard as well as Crowley are just trying to find one kill, if nothing else. They find the Ogre. Way from ahead. They're looking for the Shaman. Blizzard dropping really low. He's muffing into strength. He's got the Aegis, but he's already lost his teammate in the form of the Queen of Pain, and he's going to end up going down. This could possibly be the end of the game for Signify and the end of their run in Division 1 of the Joint Dota League. But buybacks abound. They're still holding on, and 5 are going to back away for the time being. Signify, they end up losing the entirety of their team. They end up losing the Aegis and Morphling. And Pasol's going to be a little displeased with himself as to how he got caught out and didn't get too great a Winter's Curse going in the first place. Crowley with the Refresher shot, unloading the double Sonic Wave there, but not enough. I mean, Signify have problems. They have damage dealing issues. They're struggling to bring down the Shadow Fate. They're struggling to bring down the OD. Both these scores are just too much for a Morphling to deal with all by himself. Can have a Skadi coming up in a bit, but I sense he's gonna need a Butterfly as well if he hopes to deal with both the Shadow Fiend as well as the OD. Heck, Shadow Fiend's gonna have a Butterfly soon enough. Then who's gonna... I mean, one Shadow Fiend picks up evasion in addition to the Satanic. It's looking incredibly dire for Signify right now. No chance. Does have that Axe Scepter. I mean, post that explosive laning phase, the Clockwork hasn't gotten too much done. Well, 5, they're going to start taking down what seems to be the last standing tier 1 tower. Signify. I mean, they have a choice. Do we... I mean, the choice is gone. They're not going to defend that tier 1. 5 just back off. They fall back. They're going to try and hold on to the high ground. Chidori could get a solo kill, and with the sheeps they're coming out from the OD, they're going to find that Winter Wyvern. OD's also picked up his level 25 talent. Has he gone for the Sanity's Eclipse? Okay. He didn't go for the +2 Sanity's Eclipse multiplier, which on paper theoretically is a great talent. He's got for the +20 strength instead. Could find a kill on Blizzard. Yeah, pops the Linkins, forces out the BKB. Blizzard just going for the TP. And with nothing like an Abyssal or anything of that sort on the side of 5, there's not much they can do. No chance. Not sure what's the plan yet. Timbersaur's got a sheep stick of his own and no chance. I think he's overplayed his hand here. Secondary bit of control coming out from the Shaman. They've lost the Clockwork for 99 seconds. Crowley comes in with the Orchid. They're looking for the Shaman if nothing else, and they're going to get that kill. Arceus chasing forward. The Requiem doesn't do too much. Chidori moving on to Blizzard. Blizzard control with the Scythe of Wise ends up going down, and now it's up to a Queen of Pain and a Night Stalker to somehow hold on to high ground for dear life. They lose the Queen of Pain as well. Signify, what have you done? I mean, I spoke of this sometime around the 30-minute mark, that Signify are known to throw away the advantage. I don't want to say they threw away the advantage. They did at times, but more than anything, 5 just played some phenomenal Dota. And Pasol, I mean, even if he lands the Winter's Curse of his life, he's not going to be able to defend the Ancient here. That's what it is. 5. They're going to pick up... yeah, I mean... Winter's Curse, cute to look at, but it seems as if Signify do end up losing this one. And if I'm not mistaken, this means that they are relegated to Division 2. Anyway, folks, that's it as far as today's broadcast is concerned. My name is Veewake. You can find me on my Facebook at facebook.com/VEEWAKE casting. I'm from AFK Gaming Esports. It's at Twitch. Do subscribe. We'll be casting some JDL and whatnot every now and then. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Adios and goodbye.